hi there everybody. It's so good to see you today. Now, I've got some good news and some sad news for you. The good news is that today we celebrate the church's birthday. Yay! Who loves a good party and some chocolate cake? The sad news is that this is our last episode of Are You Smarter Than? But don't worry, there's some exciting new ideas in store, and today's are going to be great. So to finish off with a bang, today we have the coolest guest ever. This guy is smart because he works as the chief scientist in a laboratory. He's funny because he's always making his family laugh, and he's super fast on his riding bike. So would you please welcome Professor Chris Horschner? Yay! Hey Chris, how are you?
Good, Zoe. Just finishing up opening my cup of tea here. Give me a moment.
My goodness, what is that?
It's a graduated pipette. Thanks for asking.
Oh, cool. Well, Chris, talking about graduated pipettes, can you tell us a bit about your job?
I sure can. I'm a pathology scientist. So I take blood from adults and children, run it through analyzers, and look at it under a microscope, and then tell the doctor what's wrong with you.
Wow, so you help the doctors and the nurses work out how to get us better?
100%.
That sounds awesome. And it sounds like you're a pretty smart guy. So are you ready to see just how smart you are, Professor Chris?
Oh, now or never.
Now, don't forget to play along at home, guys. All right, Chris, here we go. Question 1. What do you need to make fire? Is it A, hydrogen oxide and fluff? B, heat, oxygen and fuel? C, hydrogen oxide and fuel? Or D, heat, oxide and fun? What's it going to be, Chris?
Well, Zoe, I was going to say it takes a 6-year-old, a box of matches and a gas top stove, but I would like to lock in B, please.
Heat, oxygen and fuel?
100%. Lock it in. Thanks, Eddie.
That is correct. Yay! Well done. I'm not sure I want to hear about the 6-year-old, the fire matches and the stove. All right, question 2, Chris. Why are birthdays important? Is it A, because we get to have a party? Is it B, because it's good to remember the gifts God has given us? Is it C, because it's an excuse for chocolate cake? Or is it D, because it's a good way to remember what date it is?
Easy. Party.
You think it's the party?
100% it's the party. Everyone loves a good party. Lock it in.
Well,
Could also be presents. I do like to give presents. Particularly presents that I can use myself, like skateboards.
Yes. I should have put that in for an extra one. And you know what? Parties and presents are good, but it's actually about the gift God has given us because we're alive.
You sure, Zoe?
I am. So this time
I believe you.
Not correct. Dong dong. The answer is B, Chris. That's all right. You did have some good gifts though.
Thanks.
Okay, you ready to keep going?
I am.
Question 3. On the day of Pentecost, how did the disciples manage to speak in so many different languages? Was it A, the Holy Spirit descended and gave them the power to talk about Jesus? Was it B, they had been playing on Duolingo? Was it C, the Holy Spirit descended and gave them dictionaries? Or was it D, they learnt it from their teacher at school?
Very good question. Duolingo is a superb app and can teach almost anybody to speak any language. However, I'm not sure mobile phones were invented back then. So I'd like to lock in A, the Holy Spirit descended and gave them the power.
You know what?
Correct.
That is correct. Ding, 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 ding. Well done. Absolutely. There were no mobiles. I don't think there were actually dictionaries. And I'm pretty sure most of Jesus's disciples didn't even go to school for very long. So definitely A. Well done. That was a tough one. Okay, last question, Chris. Why is Pentecost considered the church's birthday? Is it A, because Jesus had gone back to heaven? B, because it was actually one of the disciples' birthdays? C, because it's the most convenient date? Or D, because God sent the Holy Spirit to help them share the gospel with the whole world?
Another good question. It does sound convenient, although birthdays are not just about convenience. I'd like the questions again, please, Zoe.
Okay. A, because Jesus had gone back to heaven.
Sure.
B, because it was actually one of the disciples' birthdays. C, it's the most convenient date. Or D, because God sent the Holy Spirit to help them share the gospel with the world.
Lock in D, please.
Okay.
Basically because it's the most complex answer.
That's why you are a smart man. Ding, 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 ding. We don't actually know when the birthdays of the early disciples were. We do know Jesus had gone back to heaven, and we do know he told them to go back to Jerusalem and wait for the Holy Spirit to arrive. And so one day they were keeping safe in a closed room, and suddenly there was this amazing sound and rushing wind all around them. And the Holy Spirit had arrived, and it was pretty incredible. And what's even more, that by the power of the Spirit, Jesus' disciples were able to start talking in languages they'd never spoken before.
Unbelievable.
No Duolingo or anything. And this was so powerful that what they had to say was that over 3,000 people heard about Jesus and believed the good news. And that is what we call the start of the early church. So it's kind of like a birthday.
There you go.
And that's why we celebrate it. And we say thank you, and we learn a bit more about it and try to be like Jesus' disciples.
Pretty much what I said, I think.
Absolutely, Professor Chris. Well, Professor Chris, it's been great to meet you and know more about you.
It's been a pleasure to be here.
Oh, I'm super convinced that you are a very smart person. Now, how did you guys go at home? Are you smarter than a scientist? Thanks for joining in. See you later. Hey!